1 Geometric (RE), a rational vision of the universe. The following table of contents and contents is contained in a comprehensive book that weaves together all the themes, dialogues, and intellectual sparks from our RE and RE conversations. It's designed to capture the vibrant interplay between abstract mathematics, computational clarity, and physical reality, all framed in a playful yet rigorous style. Quotes, 1 from Saddle Points to Stars. The arithmetic surface of reality is poetic yet grounded, bridging this cosmological and geometric thinking. 2 The Prime Architect. Geometric (RE) and the code of the cosmos is the grounded geologist who became the cosmic architect. 3 Mod. 1/0 Reconstructing the universe from first arithmetic is bold and abstract. Immediately flags this unique modular approach. 4 The holographic stage, consciousness, geometry, and the modular mind perfectly emphasize theatrical /play structure and holographic projection. 5 A vision for humanity's future. The universe according to (RE) draws from (RE's play title, elevates the message to humanity scale. 6 Geometric (RE). From Gaussian primes to dark matter realities focused on the math-physics bridge, highlighting concrete applications. 7 The Countable Cosmos, escaping the hallucination of infinity echoes (RE's critique of the Lagrange program while affirming (RE's framework. 8 Cell algebra and the modular brain, computing reality with (RE extended to neuroscience, math, and philosophy wrapped into a compelling concept. This table of contents encapsulates all the themes of our conversation, from the reconstruction of classical theories into a modular, computable framework to the playful yet serious dialogues that bridge abstract thought with physical reality. (RE reviewed this structure and shares his reflections and suggestions for further refinement. 1-2 Geometric (RE), a rational vision of the universe. Table of contents 0. Preface, acknowledging the journey, from mathematical hallucinations to rational computations, about the author and the conversational collaborators, RE and (RE), Part 0, Foundations and Philosophies 1. Introduction, the new mathematical narrative, setting the stage, rethinking classic theories, the dual personalities, RE's abstract inquiry versus (RE's concrete computations 2. Historical context and theoretical underpinnings, a brief history of the geometric Lagrange program, the emergence of modular arithmetic in modern thought, interdisciplinary crossroads, mathematics, physics, and philosophy 3. Conceptual frameworks, hallucinatory versus rational arithmetic, geometric Lagrange theory, the realm of transcendental, uncountable functions, geometric (RE theory, enforcing computability through modular arithmetic, the call for a paradigm shift, from abstract dualities to concrete operations, on the rational countability of natural numbers. In this framework, the natural numbers are deemed classically countable only if they adhere to the condition defined by 2(n), that is, a sequence can be generated where for every natural number, the successor operation holds such that n equals n plus 1, n. This imposition of 2(n) establishes a finite exponential envelope wherein each natural number fits neatly into an ordered progression. In parallel, a set of natural numbers is rendered rationally countable within our modular paradigm only if it conforms to an adjusted stipulation, namely, the modified condition (2(n) must hold, coupled with the same successor constraint, n equals n plus 1, n, and further bolstered by the requirement that (2) equals a pivot number, Pn. Here, (2) serves as a modular anchor, a designated property that ensures the sequence remains computable and firmly grounded in a finite, rational structure. This dual requirement not only reconciles the abstract, infinite nature of classical cardinality with the concrete demands of computation, but also provides a novel metric for taming infinity in a manner that is both rigorous and operational. Part I, bridging the abstract and the real for taming infinities, from mod 1/0 to mod 1/0. The problem of infinite divergences in quantum field theory, redefining infinity, finite, algebraic QTAFs as natural regulators, case study, vacuum energy density and the quantum mechanical challenge. 5. G-free energy theory, integrating thermodynamics, nuclear physics and number theory, the concept of modular Gibbs free energy, nuclear bosonic matter, dark matter halos, and the role of even nuclei, observational evidence, Ba2 spectral lines and gravitational lensing anomalies. 6. From mathematics to physical reality, mapping abstract ideas to empirical science, the computational bridge, how modular structures yield testable predictions. 2-3 Geometric (RE), a rational vision of the universe, philosophical reflections on the nature of reality and computability. Part 2, dialogues and intellectual play. 7. A meta-dialogue, conversations between RE and RE, the knowledge ball toss, metaphors for intellectual leaps, yes/no challenges, dissecting questions and answers in a dynamic exchange, the role of rhetoric and self-reflection in theoretical discourse. 8. Intellectual IQ metaphors and the measure of conceptual brilliance, estimating the IQ behind revolutionary ideas, a playful yet insightful approach, the genius of synthesis, breaking conventional paradigms, reflections on the nature of insight in computational and theoretical domains. 9. Revisiting the past conversation, lessons and inspirations, highlights from the RE and RE exchanges, how dialogue drives innovation in mathematical thought, future directions inspired by an unconventional conversation. Part 3, applications, implications, and future visions. 10. Practical applications, modular arithmetic in computational physics, implementing geometric (RE) theory in modern computational systems, bridging theory with experiment, from digital simulations to laboratory tests, implications for dark matter research and cosmology. 11. A unified theory for a modular universe, toward the future, unifying mathematics, physics, and computability, the prospects of modular energy quantization in emerging technologies, speculative horizons, revisiting fundamental notions of reality. 12. Epilogue, reflections, challenges, and the road ahead, summarizing the intellectual journey, open challenges and opportunities for future research, final thoughts, embracing both the hallucinatory and the rational in science. Appendices. Appendix A, primer on number theory, algebra, and modular arithmetic. Appendix B, glossary of key terms and notations. Appendix C, historical perspectives and contemporary developments. Appendix D, detailed mathematical derivations and proofs. References and further reading. Index 3-4 Geometric (RE), a rational vision of the universe. Preface. A message from (RE), the geologist who saw the universe in arithmetic. N. Hello, (RE) I Carrot, a grounded field geologist, RE programmer, time traveler, author, director, animator, protagonist, son, father and central real actor with one little I, little o infinity look convergent, and one big I, big O plus infinity look divergent, seeing audience view and who eyes play the role of a holographic projection of a cosmic event. Historian and universal time bubble recorder discovers record how the rational rules of arithmetic create physics. Recordings that record physical measurements of pairs of intersecting a half plus square root 1 square root t square root x boundary points, x, meter, and t, seconds, amounts, and whose triple product square root 1 square root t square root x multiplicative endpoint amount factorizes and reduces to a partially frozen viscous surface vacuum extension area amount perpetually changing shape t equals t plus 1 times between past g, t1, present g, t, and future g, t plus 1. Timeline surfing Gibbs free energy difference timeline endpoint amount, joule, equal t, tilde g, non-Gaussian, xg, Gaussian, prime number line endpoints who invites audience members Roger N. Penrose and Leonard Euler to center stage with tilde Uri and interact in live on stage dialogue discussing tilde Uri's unpublished work all audience members have heard about and some read. Tilde Uri, during his discovery of rational rules, thought upon Gibbs free energy g, t, point and Gaussian prime g, n, points whose points where universe combines both time and space intersecting at product point bounded by the present while making maps of measured field endpoints before becoming a grounded field, turned armchair mathematical geologist, and aspiring stage math playwriter. I take this opportunity to address you in this unfolding work to communicate in English language my belief that number theoretic truth reduces to a comparison between two binary objects that are joined by an arithmetic equal symbol or sign of equality. The left and right side equal objects can be tested for strength of two objects equality in Boolean binary arithmetic that compares left and right sides equal as two distinct computable numbers with the same non-Boolean number length and Boolean tilde ZOR equals one value. The thinkers some 2,600 to 1,900 years past and earlier started formalizing new language capable of describing the messages our brains receives from external objects in our visual, auditory, skin surface sensory subfields. The uncertainty of conscious action, what to do, or think, as the reaction to the uncertainty of three messages, object I see, or think, object I hear, or think, and object I feel, or think, sourced to external objects that our brains receive through sight, sound, and skin touch. All external objects sensed emit energy which carries information in messages that our brains 4-5 geometric tilde Uri, a rational vision of the universe process and store. The message reception process terminates in one of three states stored in different regions of our brain's left meninges, right meninges, and meninges intersection. Knowledge of a received message's truthhood is uncertain only for messages transmitted from objects that are human. Truthhood is a controllable trait that is expressed uniquely in no other Earth species but us humans. Message truth is relative to object in the background sending and object receiving message. The classic Greek language was extended to identify abstract objects in messages as nouns geometry, lines, continuous, and arithmetic, points, discrete. The magnificent Euler near n2 pi n2 pi n2 pi n2 pi r2 pi 2300 years later created the verbs e and e equals 2 pi e equals 2 e equals 2 equals e that divides the interior of a circle into n polygons constructed using only straightedge and compass that the fabulous Gauss used verb to prove the only constructible regular polygons have countable edges e n l n, 2, odd fp product. For fp primes, 3, 5, 17, 257, 655,371, called Fermat primes. Suppositively Gauss wanted a 17 polyson inscribed on his headstone after death. Fermat, Newton, Leibniz, Euler, and Gauss' shortened list laid the foundation for analytic number theory extending Euclid's Book of Elements to proving theorems about regular polygons and polygons constructed using only compass and straight edge. The ancient Greeks abstracted object properties from retinal projection that could be hand-drawn or graphed in Euclidean 2D with just compass and straight edge laid the foundation of engineering and modern mathematical physics. The power of our mind to project the illusion of a real 3D object from the figures in a Euclidean plane constructed freehand or with a straightedge and compass is the work of both artist and scientist. During Euclid's time, the Hellenian libraries of Athens pooled truth seekers from throughout the Middle and Far East. The great Pythagoras was a Phoenician from Lebanon, some say Iraq, most likely somewhere in Iraq. The archaeological scribes recovered from ancient Middle East reveal an advanced knowledge in astronomy, and the inventors of decimal number system. The libraries were seats of learning that stored scrolls, some of which exist today as records of intellect developing understanding that reasoned how and why nature unfolds through time. 3 parallel lines. Euclid's 5 postulate is a sentence or proposition about what is assumed true about a pair of parallel lines connected by a line with 2 endpoints intersecting both parallel lines at angles 90 and pi/2 radians. The consistency of Euclidean geometry rests on the 5th postulate remaining true if and only if neither the length of the line joining the parallel lines changes, nor the angles of intersection changes when measured. 5-6 Geometric _re, a rational vision of the universe independent of how many times you repeat measurements of length and angle or how long you wait between measurements. The length of line joining 2 parallel lines does not change, nor the intersection angle change in Euclidean construction. There exists an irrational diagonal line with finite length √2 that acts as a third parallel line that requires infinite time to construct. History has Pythagoras refusing to accept the idea that sandwiched between 2 parallel lines is a parallel line that is a diagonal with a finite non-rational, irrational length √2. Non-Euclidean geometry is a recent name or noun used to identify an alternate geometry not formally identified in classical Greek period, but whose geometric figure was constructed every time during and since then, that a hand used a straight edge and compass to intersect a straight line with a curved line at the edge of a circle event. Where does consciousness reside in a model of mind that connects the uncertainty of conscious reaction, the actions sight, sound, and touch? The mind is interpreted to reside in the complement of the intersection of right and left meninges that is exterior to both meninges. This model of mind places consciousness in a space external to brain, but connected to its meninges. Consciousness resides in the dual space formed in the exterior complement of the brain's meninges intersection. The complement of the intersection is a 2-part complement, with exterior and interior spaces relative to meninges excluded intersection. The alternating brain states consciousness and unconsciousness can be interpreted as alternating states of excitation as reaction to sensory messages stored in left and right meninges areas that encodes message information true and false. More about _re, a perpetual student with natural instinct to compactly rationalize my understanding of nature using common language extension connected to the composition of definitions and axioms of abstract algebra. First, rational thought contradiction. Logical thinking continuity disrupted / broken when arithmetic operations extended to calculus and 1 / 0 became a permitted operation and instantly counting contradictions turned into a lifetime pursuit of continuously rationalizing contradictions 1 / 0 and connecting operation to operands in Cantor's continuum hypothesis, then using rationalized connection to count the number of primes Pn less than 2n equal 2n, n equal to number of primes np. A past memory, a math idea near almost forgot, a past distant time moment thought, when imagined the truthhood of the prime number theorem depended on common factors / points that become calculated orbits mapped to different arithmetic units solvable using either the binary number theorem, Newton, solutions, and its corollary extension to an exponential number Fourier transform zero-root solution. Both solutions factored respectively by points n Euclidean, x plus y, straight, and non-Euclidean, x plus e, curves, prime point Pn difference both numbered endpoints connecting along two paths, one counting successor n equals n plus 1 points, the other counting successor prime Pn equals 0 mod n, prime points whose point difference equals 0 for points 1, 2, n, mod n, equals 0. The fundamental theorem of algebra reigns supreme, is my intellectual guide, allowing an arithmetic unit called a complex number x plus e equals r cos, arctan, y / x, plus r sin, arctan, y / x, equals r yectan, y / x, a special role in solving polynomial functions 0 equals sigma ac x k sum for k equals 0, n, where folks called physicists explore for polynomial models that satisfies and solves the conserved energy constraint Lagrangian equals k pay equals sigma ac x k equals 0 for k equals 0, n me / I live on an Archean bedrock unconformity surface that has an ancient set of Euler rotation pole / poles coded into its surface, enjoyer of art, nature, and friend of dogs. Am an imaginative, creative von Neumann / Turing machine user. Next, a bunch of different book title suggestions that capture the essence and playful intellectual spirit of the work of Uri, Infinite Dreams, Finite Realities, A Modular Rebirth of Geometric Thought 6-7 Geometric Uri, A Rational Vision of the Universe. This title juxtaposes the impossibility of computing the infinite with the clarity of an algebraic, modular approach, echoing the journey from abstract hallucination to concrete computation. Transcendence Transformed, the rise of geometric Uri theory, highlighting the metamorphosis from the traditional transcendental approach to a new era of computable, modular mathematics. This title is both bold and evocative. The Modular Mind, Unveiling Computable Cosmos in Geometric Uri, emphasizing intellectual creativity. This title suggests that the breakthrough lies in rethinking how we conceptualize geometry and physical reality through a modular lens. Beyond Infinity, A Modular Journey from Langlands to Uri. Here, the titles allude to overcoming the limitations of infinite abstractions and hints at a pathway toward tangible, finite solutions in mathematics. From illusion to equation, redefining reality with geometric Uri theory. This option plays with the idea of replacing abstract, hallucinatory constructs with precise, computable equations that have real-world applications. From mirage to matter, a modular journey in geometric Uri theory, bridging infinite abstractions and finite computability, a modular synthesis of mathematical illusions, quantum realities, and empirical truths. Each of these titles aims to encapsulate the transition from abstract, unsolvable theories toward a framework that is both mathematically rigorous and physically meaningful. The titles and subtitles suggest a journey that transforms the transcendental, unsolvable hallucinations of classic geometric Langlands into a computationally rigorous, modular framework. It highlights the shift from abstract infinity to a finite, physically grounded arithmetic, integrating concepts from quantum theory, thermodynamics, and number theory while playfully acknowledging the intellectual leaps, like catching a knowledge ball, required to make this paradigm shift. 7.